Hi guys, and welcome. This is a 25-minute Offer It Up flow. You will hear me invite you to dedicate this practice, to offer it up to someone, something, someplace, whatever you choose. So maybe take a few moments to start thinking about what you'd like to offer it up to. For this practice, you won't need any props unless you know you like to have props of your choice nearby, in which case, go ahead, please do. Otherwise, all you'll need is your yoga mat. So go ahead, roll out your mat, and I will meet you in a tall, comfortable seat. So go ahead and come into your tall, comfortable seat. Any seat that allows you to sit up with a long spine. Once you find that, go ahead and invite the eyelids to close or gently lower the gaze. Taking just a few moments to check in with the body and the breath. For this practice, I am inviting you to dedicate this practice to someone, to something, to some place. It could be to someone you love, someone who needs healing, maybe someone you need to forgive. Could be a place that needs some love. Whatever that is for you, take a moment to call that to mind, to dedicate your practice. So that every breath you take, every shape you make, every transition is an offering to this person, this place, this thing, whatever that might be for you. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. And gently flutter the eyes open. We're going to begin with a seated cat-cow. So if you are sitting up on a block, it might be easier to come down off of the block for this. You'll bring the hands onto the knees, and as you inhale, you'll sort of pull back on the knees as you open the chest, lifting the gaze. And then as you exhale, you'll round the back, bringing the chin towards the chest, feeling the shoulder blades spread. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, round. Inhale, lift the gaze as you open. And exhale, round down. Take 2 more like this. Allowing your breath to initiate the movements. And then finding neutral spine, a tall seat. Starting to take some circular rotations with the torso. So you'll bring the chest forward and then come around to one side and then round the back. And then continue making big old circles with the torso, like you're stirring up a big old pot of something. And then reverse your direction, taking it over to the other side. Warming up the spine. And then finding your neutral spine, sitting up tall. Go ahead and make your way into a downward facing dog. From here, we'll take a fold in our Sukhasana easy pose. So Sukhasana is basically your crisscross applesauce. So up to you if you would like to stack the legs on the feet like this, or if you would prefer to bring one foot in front of the other, whichever is more comfortable for you. Go ahead and start with the right foot forward. Once you've got that there, we're nice and easy just going to lower the torso down over the legs. As you come down here, go ahead and turn the palms to face up in your gesture of offering, calling to mind that person, that place, that thing that you are dedicating your practice to today. Go ahead and gently walk yourself up. We're going to switch the crossing of the legs, so bringing the left leg forward in front of the other. Once you have it there, again, bringing the torso down over the legs, turning the palms to face up. We're releasing here. I'm starting to open the hips a little bit. Go ahead and lift yourself back up and make your way into a downward facing dog. Feel free to take any movement in your downward facing dog that feels good. Pedaling of the feet, a shifting of the hips, bending and straightening the knees. Any movement that speaks to you here in this shape. And then starting to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide, press down through all 5 finger pads. Staying active in the legs, pulling kneecaps up towards the hip points, pressing the chest back towards the legs. From here, go ahead and walk the hands back towards the feet. Bring a bend into the knees and let the torso and head hang heavy here. Maybe shaking the head yes and no. Checking in with the back, seeing how everything is feeling. From here, go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Bend the knees deeply, lift the torso, Utkatasana, chair pose. From here, bring the hands into heart center. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to your right, bringing the left elbow outside the right leg, pressing the palms into each other to help you twist. Notice if the left knee sticks out way past the right, bring the left hip back in space to bring the left knee back in space. On your next inhale, release the twist. Clasp the hands behind you as you fold forward, keeping the knees bent as a little or a lot, as much as feels okay. Releasing the hands, bending the knees deeply, lifting the torso, Utkatasana, making sure that the weight is back in the heels in this pose. Go ahead and bring hands to heart center, take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow comes outside the left thigh. And here, notice if the right knee sticks out way past the left, pull the right hip back in space to bring the right knee back in space. Press the palms into each other to help you twist. And then go ahead, release. Interlace the hands behind you as you fold forward. Pulling the shoulder blades back towards each other to bring more opening into the chest. Go ahead and release the hands onto the earth and then walk yourself out into a plank pose. So coming to bring the shoulders right above the wrists. Nice, strong plank. The belly pulling up and in. Gaze is towards the front edge of your mat. Coming onto a side plank on the right side. Option to lower the right knee as you come onto the inside edge of the left foot and lift the left arm to the sky. Or you can simply come onto the outside edge of the right foot, inside edge of the left foot, or you can stack the feet one on top of the other as you press the hips up towards the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, lower left hand down. We'll come onto the other side. So again, either bringing the knee down and then shifting the weight, or you can simply come onto outside edge of left foot, inside edge of right foot as you lift, or stack your feet. Again, the hips press up towards the sky. Notice if the right hip starts to dip out towards the front of your mat, and keep it even with the left. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand down, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows back as you lower the torso. Inhale, open the chest, come into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and step the right foot up in between the legs, in between the hands. From here, go ahead and step the right foot up in between the hands. Lower the left knee to the earth, coming into your low lunge. When you feel steady in the legs, begin to lift the torso and bring the hands behind you to clasp the hands. Opening the chest. Release hands onto the mat. Tuck back toes, lift back knee. Step the right foot back to meet the left in a plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, option to lower chaturanga or lower knees and then lower torso. Inhale, cobra pose, open up the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the left foot up in between the hands. Right knee comes down. You can untuck the back toes. When you feel steady, start to lift the torso as you interlace fingers behind you. Pulling the hands towards the right foot as you open the chest forward and up. Go ahead and release hands. Tuck back toes, lift back knees, step left foot back, plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or modified with the knees down, lowering the torso. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and step the right foot in between the hands once again, lowering the left knee, untucking back toes, finding your lunge, your low lunge legs. From here, bring the left hand flat onto your mat, and you're going to take some big old circles with the right arm. So right arm comes forward, up, around, and back. We're gonna take 5 of these big circles with the arm. 2 more. On this last one, you're going to stay with the arm pointing back, bend the left knee. Maybe you can reach for the left foot with the right hand. Make this as much about opening the chest, so pulling the shoulder blades back towards each other, as it is about opening the quadricep. And if you can't reach the foot, you can always use a strap to hold on to the foot. Taking one more breath here. And then gently, without slingshotting the leg back, release it onto the earth, bringing the right hand down. From here, lift the back knee, step the right foot back, take an inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga, or modified with the knees down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot in between the hands. Right knee down, untuck back toes. Right hand goes flat onto the earth, taking some big circles with the left arm, coming forward, up, around, and down. One more like this. On this last one, you're going to stay facing the back, bending the right knee, maybe going for the right foot with the left hand. And again, opening, spinning the chest towards the bent left knee. Opening chest at the same time as we open the quadricep. And gently start to let go of the right leg, bringing it down, left hand down. Step the left foot back, coming into your plank, taking an inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga or modified. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, go ahead, bring the knees onto the earth. Now make sure that you have the hips stacked right above the knees. Keeping this configuration in the legs, begin to walk the hands forward, starting to melt the chest towards the earth, bringing the forehead to the mat. Coming into your puppy pose. If you're a bit more open, you might be able to bring the chin down onto the mat, but that can feel quite uncomfortable if you're forcing it, so, don't force it. From here, we're going to come forward into Sphinx pose. So your forearms should be pretty much down on the earth already. You're going to bring the hips down onto the earth, coming into your Sphinx. So for Sphinx pose, you want the elbows to be right underneath the shoulders, and then the wrists are going to be right in line with the elbows. Press down into the tops of the feet. You want to roll the shoulders back, so the shoulder blades are pulling back and down, and then imagine that you are trying to pull the chest through the arms, trying to pull the chest forward and up. Notice if you are lifting the gaze and crunching the neck, and it's okay to keep the gaze straight forward, keeping a neutral neck. You want to keep the neck long rather than compressing it. From here, stay right where you are. Go ahead and turn the palms up. And remember what you're dedicating your practice to today. What kind of offering are you making on your mat today? From here, we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs. So you can go ahead and flip yourself over. Coming to lie down with your feet flat on the mat, setting yourself up like you would for bridge pose. We're going to take some bridge waves. So go ahead and walk the feet in close to your seat. You should be able to graze the backs of your heels with your middle fingers. So the feet are right underneath the knees. When you inhale, you're going to lift the hips towards the sky, also lifting the arms up all the way overhead. And then as you exhale, you'll lower hips and hands to the earth. Inhale, lift hips, hands come up and overhead to the ground. And as you exhale, lower down. Notice if the knees start to splay out, hug them in towards the midline. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more like this. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, down. From here, go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. And then go ahead and bring one hand onto the heart, one hand onto the belly. Closing the eyes here for a moment, breathing into the hands. Sending the breath into the hands. If every breath, every movement, every pose is an offering, how does that change the practice for you? Can you think about maybe offering up your entire day to someone, to something, so that every action, every reaction is a dedication. You can stay right here with the legs, the hands in this exact configuration for the last few moments. Or you can go ahead and begin to extend the legs long, releasing the arms by the sides of the body, taking just a few moments here. Go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose, fill up the belly, open the mouth and let it go. Allow yourself to release any control over the breath. Allow yourself to surrender the weight of your body into the earth. If you have more time to stay in your Shavasana, I invite you to do so. Otherwise, start to bring a gentle wiggle into fingers and toes. Bringing movement into the ankles and the wrists. Extending the arms long overhead and taking a long stretch. Bringing your feet flat onto your mat and rolling onto the side of your choice. Using the hands to help press you up, make your way into a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to close down the eyes, observing breath and body. Go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Gently fluttering eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.